It's great. Nearly
Awesome.
killed me.
Good. So I want you guys to fill in the blank. What's the next question I'm going to ask? He said he really liked it. I'm going to ask what question next? Yeah, do you think you'd like to do it again? That's an awesome low commitment question. So, AJ, do you think that you'd like to keep training here after your pass is over?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Awesome. Right on. Well, here's how the membership looks. And I would optimally be walking and talking while I asked him about, yeah, do you think the gym works with your needs? That's a good low commitment question, right? So we're not going to ask if you want to get started. We're just going to ask you about the experience and show you what the membership looks like. So let's just flow through that, and I won't stop as much in this part, so we can just go through a nice congruent flow. So AJ, how'd you like the workout?
It was great. It was awesome.
Awesome. Well, here's how the membership works. So everybody gets unlimited access to all the class times, or to all the classes, and there's no class times here. So you'll be able to come in and train whenever you want. You don't have to show up at a specific time. By the way, have you done workouts in any other facilities where there was a specific class time?
Yeah, they're all like that.
Yeah. Have you ever
Those
been late to class?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's stressful. But here, there's no class time. So in spite of your busy schedule, it'll be easy for you to come in whenever it makes sense for you, and you won't even have to stress about it. Show up, work out, and leave all on your own time.
I like that.
Yeah, the other thing is the sessions here are only 30 minutes. You're going to leave stronger in 30 minutes with just that quick workout, and you'll be out the door and on to the next thing. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Cool. And then all these other things are also included with your membership, like you're going to get a free heart rate monitor, gloves, wraps, and that way you'll be able to hit the ground ready to go. I'm going to click to the next page and say, so here's the two membership options. Our lowest monthly rate is $199 to enroll and $78 per month. And the other option has no enrollment fee and it's $118 per month. Now, if you were to get started here at some point, which one do you think you might lean towards?
I think, well, I mean, I'd probably have to talk to my wife.
Yeah, totally. And you can take all the time you need to do that. But if you were to get started, which one do you think might wind up working out best for you?
Hard to say right now. I think maybe I'd like to try it for 10 days and then make a decision.
Totally. Yeah, and at the end of your pass, you'll be able to get started with whatever plan makes the most sense for you. Now, the first 10 days of every membership is a full money back guarantee period. As long as you can use it 3 times in 10 days, that's all like an additional trial period for you. So whenever you decide to get started, would you be able to train just 3 times in 10 days?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. And then the first 3 months of every membership is a commitment to your goal. And then everything is month to month thereafter. So you can freeze or cancel anytime you want after the first 3 months. Would you be willing to commit just 3 months to having more energy and being more effective at work and lower stress levels?
I think I could. I mean, I would love to see how I feel tomorrow after this first workout. And, after I do my first 10 days, my mind immediately goes to the lower price with the enrollment fee. But I want to make sure that, I get a couple more workouts in just to make sure that it really, really sits with me right.
Yeah, totally. And you've done workouts pretty regularly in the past, right?
I have.
So how do you think you'll feel the next day?
I think it might be a little sore in some spots.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be sore, but that's good. That's what growing muscle feels like. So I'm happy for you. All right, cool. So you'd be fine, like, whenever you decide to get started after your pass or whatever, you're comfortable with a 3 month commitment and then month to month thereafter?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, the other thing is these rates are going to be going up soon, but once you get started, your rate will stay the same for the life of your membership. No matter how expensive it becomes to be a member here, your rate will always stay the same for life. And we also have a couple incentives associated with your 10-day pass. Would you like to hear about those?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right, so let's pause right there. Notice how I didn't get away from the 3 month commitment until he said, yes, I would do that. Right? Before he was like, yeah, I guess I would. I kind of got off topic. He mentioned he wasn't sure how he would feel the next day, which he knows how he'll feel the next day, right? He's already done these workouts. He's worked out in the past. And then I came right back to that question. We can't progress to offering Join Day One incentives until someone says, yep, I'm cool with all the terms. And yep, I'm the kind of person who's willing to make that commitment to myself. So he said, yeah, Yeah, I would be fine with that. Yeah. All right, great. So we got some incentives. Do you want to hear about them? He said, yeah, I would. Great. So AJ, you can get started with the membership whenever you want. After your 10-day pass, next month, whenever. But we do offer some incentives where if someone wants to get started the first day of their 10-day pass, they're going to get a complimentary 30-day pass to give to a friend, which is normally $150. We're going to give you a second pair of wraps for free, and we're also going to give you a 9-round t-shirt. So that's the stuff that we give people if they join the first day of their 10-day pass, and they still get 10 days to make sure it's right for them, because the first 10 days is a full money back guarantee period. So, I mean, AJ, for you, do you think that it would help you get in here and get started to be able to get that free 30-day pass for a friend and the tea and the extra pair of wraps? I mean, you think that stuff might help you just get in here and get started on the lower stress levels and the more effectiveness at work that you came here for?
I don't think I'm going to sign up today.
Cool.
If that's where you're going with this. I still want to think about it.
Awesome.
And time out, but I'm just going to push at that because that's kind of what I'm encountering a little bit. And I want to hear how.
Okay. So let's forget about the wife objection. Let's go with the, I want to think about it. Awesome. Yeah, take all the time you need to think about it. And you can totally get started whenever you want. By the way, what is it you need to think about?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't have anything in the can. I think I just want to have a little bit of time to digest this workout, see how I feel tomorrow, make some decisions.
Yeah. 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 And I respect that. That's really why we set it up, so that your first 10 days is a full money back guarantee period, so that someone can use it while they're thinking about if it's right for them. That way they get the best feedback to be able to make the best choice. But, something you said earlier kind of comes to mind. I mean, earlier you told me that you'd sort of been noticing this inconsistency in your routine and, maybe some higher stress levels. How long did you say that you had sort of been thinking about that?
I guess it's been months, 6 months, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you were saying like 8 months earlier. I mean, if you've been feeling like this for 8 months, does it make any sense to keep thinking about it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Look, so here's what we'll do. You can use the facility 3 times in 10 days, right?
Yep.
And do you feel like having a 30-day pass to bring a friend in? I mean, do you think that might help you get in here and bring some friends and have more fun and be consistent?
It might. Might be able to find someone to tag along.
Yeah. But either way, even if you don't use any of those incentives that we offer, you'll still have gotten out of the rut where you were thinking about doing something and you would have actually started doing something. And then if anything changes, you have 10 days to make sure it's right for you anyway. Let's go ahead and get you started.
Okay, let's do it.
Awesome. How do you spell your last name? And that's how it would go. It's a very common, like the scenario that we just went through, there's nothing odd about that. That's not surprising to me, right? It's not surprising to AJ either, because he's heard that before. I want to think about it. I want to talk with my wife about it. I'm not sure if I have enough time. We already know those scenarios are coming up. So I'd invite you and encourage you to role play those scenarios until this conversation that AJ and I just had is second nature to you.
Can I intercede? Because AJ did a great job of pushing back.
Yeah.
And eventually he had to give up. And this is the biggest thing for us, is our staff is getting a little demoralized, because a lot of them are coming in and they're like, no, dude, stop upselling me. And is there a classy way to let it go? Because you didn't let go. And AJ kind of didn't want to let go. He wanted to keep pushing back too.
Yeah. So in this scenario, we're kind of going for it, right? You don't have time to sit here and listen to me have a long conversation with AJ. But the reality is I would have developed a lot of rapport with him, right? Because he would have come in and we would have had some conversations in the beginning. I would have connected with him a few times throughout the workout. And the more time you invest in someone and the more you give to them and the more you share with them and the more you are there to help them make a transition in their life, the more they recognize you as a partner, as an assistant buyer, as a support in their life. So salespeople try to close a membership. He had been stuck in a rut for 6 or 8 months, and I'm helping him progress through that. So it's a matter of the positioning. Positioning yourself as an assistant buyer gives you a lot more leeway, right? And it's hard to recreate that, right? Especially over a video and especially over a fake role play. But if you're noticing that, have your team emphasize their position. They're not there to sell a membership. They're there to understand someone's life and see how they can help them. And it's not about a yes. It's about a yes or a no, right? And he didn't tell me no. He told me he wanted to think about it. Yeah, I'm not going to join today. I'm just kind of want to think about it a little bit, but it wasn't in his best interest. He had been thinking about this for 6 or 8 months, right? So I know that that's not an actual objection, right? It's just a reason to put off making a choice. And it's very hard. If you've got 10 days of money back guarantee and a couple gifts that you're going to get today, if you get started today, you still have all the trial period, right? It heads off a lot of potential objections. So
Right.
If someone is going to tell me, no, I'm not going to join, I'm not going to join. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, well, enjoy your 10-day pass. We want to have you hanging out here as much as you want and getting the most out of this workout. We offer this free pass so that people can have a great experience here. So earlier I heard you saying that you have a really great rest of your day when you work out in the morning. So are you going to come by in the mornings? Right. And I'll just help them set up their week. And I'll say, okay, cool. Like, here's where you can check in. When you come in, do this. That's where you can leave your coat. And I'll just give you some additional information to equip you to get the most out of that 10-day pass.
Ryan, at the end there, you had said, so I just want to make this distinction about what the use is of those incentives. Because you're not closing them on the incentive, you're using the incentives to close them on their need. Either way, if you don't get the use of the incentives, but you get started today, at least you get out of the rut of whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about the incentives.
Yes. Yeah. Good point. Sometimes I forget to bring that up because in my brain, that's always like, of course, it's not about the incentives. I mean, but yeah, that's a very important thing to remember. The incentives don't close the membership. Even if he didn't give a crap about a 30-day pass for a friend, I'm trying to give him something to help him break out of the rut that he was in, right? And he told me he was willing to commit 3 months to making that change, to invest 3 months in being in a different state. So we already know that he's ready to make that transition. And I'm focusing on helping him transition from where he was to where he wants to go. And it's almost like, hey, if you're going to join anyway, you might as well get the free stuff. But it's finding why they would want to join anyway.
So if you, would you ever straight it up like that? Would you ever be like, listen, what I'm gathering from you over our conversation is, that you've kind of been stuck in a rut, and I want to break you out of that rut. And the easiest way for us to do that is to get you signed up right now.
Yeah, I would be that straight up with someone, but I would do it in the form of a question. So how can you present that same thought where it's a question and I say, yeah, you're right?
So it's, well, I want to do that. So sounds to me a little bit like you've been kind of stuck in a rut, and I want to help you get out of that rut. You going to let me help you get out of that rut?
Good. You're asking the question. That's a step in the right direction. But let's do this in a series of questions. So that statement, you can break that down into about 3 questions. Does anybody remember what a tie down is? A tie down is a way to turn any statement into a question. Yeah, like a truck? Yeah, there's some tie downs for the truck. Different kind of tie down. I can refer to a tie down that is for a truck, can't I? We could go buy a tie down from Home Depot, couldn't we? Right? It's a statement that's turned into a question.
It's like the drinking game.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to ask questions.
Yeah, questions. Has anybody ever played Kings before? King's Cup with the cards, right? Yeah. I played King's Cup before, haven't I? You end it in a question. So we can take this statement of earlier, you said that you've been stuck in this pattern for 6 months, haven't you? Yeah, I have. And do you think it might be in your best interest to transition out of that? Yeah. And earlier you were saying that it's going to help you be a lot more effective in managing your time, isn't it? Yeah. Great. Well, it sounds to me like it's probably in your best interest to make a transition and break out of that old habit and start on a new habit, right? And you just wait. And the key is every time you end a statement with a question, you wait until someone answers. Because if you get nervous or get squirmy or go on to the next thing before they express their full answer, then you no longer have control of the conversation. Asking the question brings control of that conversation to you. So you got to be comfortable to ask it and then just wait.
Can I ask, I think I've asked this before and I don't remember getting a response on this, but I can see AJ having the wheels turning the way that it is for me, because I think he's like me where you want to throw people over the ledge and just make them do it. Is there like books or some kind of way to train people like us to learn how to chill and maybe not try to throw people across the gap?
Totally. The one that I'm going to write this year.
Yeah, good. Do it. Yeah.
No, I don't know if I'm going to have time for writing a book, but I would love to. No, the one that I would recommend that's out there right now is called Power Questions. There's
I just
also
bought it. I haven't looked at it though, so thank you.
Yeah, check out Power Questions. It's awesome. There's another one called Question-Based Selling by Bill Sennett, I believe.